Well, hi Andy. Thanks for joining me today. You've just completed the Executive Edge online program, and we're going to have a little chat
Yeah.
about your experience for the benefit of viewers. And I've got a few questions to ask you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So perhaps we
Sure.
could start by you giving us a quick, brief background on your career to date, your career history, if that's okay.
Great. Thank you, Simon. So I'm currently General Manager of Strategy and Business Improvement, working in the construction and mining resources industry for a large mining contractor in Western Australia, Perth. Current turnover about 1.1 billion and working directly for the CFO. I'm originally from the UK, lived in the APAC region for 7 years. I guess my career is predominantly manufacturing based or biased, where I've spent probably in excess of 20 years in either a tier 1 or tier 2 capacity senior role. I've also got experience in the public sector, so I spent a brief interim period in the NHS and also in the consulting in the APAC region and also the FM sector in the UK. So quite a varied and broad background, if you will.
Okay, thank you. And you approached me. You enrolled on the Executive Edge program online. What was the catalyst for that? What were the main challenges you were facing with your executive job search?
Yeah, so we have decided to transition back to the UK, and I needed, I guess, a structured framework and something that was proven or sat well with me to help me do that. Whilst I've got a lot of personal experience and wherewithal, I didn't have a very structured approach, and I was actively looking for something that provided that. So for me, the Executive Edge program was perfect once I'd done a bit of research and due diligence on that. So yeah, that was really, the overriding thing for me. And, that's enabled me to sort of formulate a very, very structured and rigorous plan that I've been able to share with my wife and my family back in the UK.
Good.
And we're actually, I don't know, I think at the moment we're probably 4 to 6 weeks ahead of the plan.
Excellent. It's great to hear. And how would you describe your journey through the online program? Obviously, this is online content, fortnightly group coaching calls. How was the journey or process for you? How would you describe it?
Great. To be frank with you, I mean, the attraction for me was, again, the structure, the rigor, and also for me the digital platform and the ease of actually completing it in my time when I had the space and the time to do that. And I think the other thing that really sort of reinforced it for me was the group coaching calls, the bi-weekly group coaching calls. So
Yeah.
I was able to consume the content and then, put some of that into practice by doing things proactively, but then also reinforcing that by asking questions and listening to others on the group coaching call. So that was very, very powerful for me.
What do you think was the most important part of the process for you, and why?
Again, structure, environment, the 4 sort of main pillars of it: environment, psychology, planning and process for me. The bit that stood out the most for me was, and what I got out of it especially, was the psychology section. Just the reinforcement of what it's going to take to do this, the mindset required, and then not only just hearing that, but also having the tools to refer to, put into practice, and just get on with the job. So it wasn't theoretical. It wasn't, sort of academic. It was, here's some practical stuff that works, that is going to produce the result. Focus on the process, not the prize. And you've got to be resilient. So for me, the standout was the structure. And notwithstanding that, you got over 300. I forget the exact number now, but something like over 300 items of collateral
Yeah.
that you've got there at your disposal, as well as the book that I got. So,
Yeah.
you know, awesome.
Good, good. Thank you. So I think you maybe had some experience of previous kind of executive job search solutions, however you describe that. How did they compare to Executive Edge, to Career Codex?
Ordinary, very ordinary. I'm a bit disappointed in myself actually in that I didn't find Career Codex earlier, but that's down to me. Had I done so, I wouldn't have wasted a lot of money on a CV rewriting service and I guess reinforcing a very proactive, low probability strategy. Whereas what I've got now is much more proactive and a higher probability strategy that's going to deliver on the intent of where we're headed.
Good news, good stuff. And that's the knowledge is one thing, but that's also down to your hard work in taking the action. Knowledge plus action equals results. So I guess people watching this will be interested to know what the outcome is. So you've been through this online program. What's been the outcome, and what's next for you?
Great question. Like I said, I think I'm 4 to 6 weeks ahead of the plan. So I've just agreed an interim project director role with our group CFO here in Oz before I transition back to the UK. And then I'm in a number of conversations in the UK for interim and permanent roles, exec roles. So I've got a conversation with a market maker tomorrow that's been busy working on my behalf actually, and pushing my sort of mandate with a couple of key decision makers that he works with on a few boards. I guess the upshot is I'm in a really good place. I'm excited. I'm delivering on the intent, and myself and my wife and my extended family in the UK pretty stoked about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Good, good, great to hear. Great to hear. So, as a final question, for anyone watching this video struggling with their executive job search, not quite knowing what to do and how to do it, and thinking maybe about joining Executive Edge, what would you say to them? How would you sum things up?
Easy. Sign up. Get on with it. Most, sort of people at this level are sort of, fairly level-headed. They'll be looking at the ROI and going, that's a bit of expense every month. But I can tell you personally that the ROI is huge. Don't procrastinate. It's also an investment that you can call upon, not just for now, but for something in the future as well. So my personal learning as well is that I can apply some of this framework to other things that you're actually trying to achieve elsewhere in your life. So for me, it had a broader purpose as well. So bit of lifestyle planning and stuff like that as well. So get onto it.
Great stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, Andy, for your time today. I really do appreciate that. It's great to hear you've really gone through the program, put the knowledge into action, and have achieved a result. And I wish you every success for your transition back to the UK. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.